Right, okay, this is the video of me using the angle gauge tool on the cylinder head. I did refer to the workshop manual the whole time while doing this process. I will admit I've had this tool for, I reckon, almost 7 years, and it's just sat in the toolbox collecting dust. But this was the perfect time to obviously use it, as in the workshop manual it does state you need one. Originally I wanted the video to be left on without being sped up, but unfortunately I had the issue of, if I'd have done that, it would have been well over an hour. Bearing in mind, while I was doing this, I was taking my time checking and double checking and sometimes triple checking, as I knew the importance of getting this correct, as I could not afford, whether it be financially or literally, probably the same thing, to cause any damage here and there, as I knew you needed to have it torqued down correctly, then a certain degree turn, then a certain degree turn, and then the main ones in the centre, the final 10 bolts, to have another final degree turn. And I knew I couldn't mess it up and overshoot it or knock the gauge and have inaccurate results. I did originally think about having some sort of music played in the background, but I'll be totally honest, in regards to copyright, etc., I didn't want to be accidentally causing a copyright issue. Hence why I thought if I sped the whole clip up and me just talk over it, hopefully that will suffice. Because if not, it will be over an hour, as I stated, of me just, well, looking at the gauge 2 to 3 times at a time to make sure it's correct, only then to have to adjust the locking arm and or use a long or short socket. As you may have just seen a couple of seconds ago, the camera image quickly changed. That's when the camera itself actually ran out of battery, and I had to get my emergency power bank. Where the camera was set up was just underneath the bonnet to work as a shade, as it was in scorching heat, and I didn't want the camera to overheat and shut down halfway through me doing the head. I do believe it all worked out quite well. My little camera setup was a bit homemade, but it's not stupid if it works. In regards to this sort of stuff, is this something in the future people might want to actually see? Because it would be easier for me just to put a camera on a time lapse and just crack on, kind of thing. One thing I will definitely say, if I was to ever have the engine out of the car completely, it would definitely be easier for me to make a better quality video for the channel. And also, I have always stated, if ever I was to get the engine out of the car completely, I would be stripping it down to the bare block and put every single new gasket on the whole block. Obviously you'd need to if it was down to the bare block anyway, but just makes sense. Obviously, old engine, high mileage, a bit of weeping here and there. Instead of keep chasing leaks, just put all new gaskets in and see if it's possible to get a 300 TDI to be 100% leak proof. But at this moment in time, me getting the engine out and not needing to use the 110 is a luxury I can't afford. But anyway, I did actually consider just having snippets here and there of me using the angle gauge. It's the same with the torque wrench, but I chose to leave the whole video in one go, as then I know it's definitely done. And also, if I ever need to, for some reason, need to refer back to something like how did I do it or whatever, or did I miss a step, I do know I have the full footage to go through. But unfortunately, video space was an issue for me, hence why this clip is sped up. as originally I wanted it to be completely left original, uncut, unedited.
Oh, right. Right, so 35 minutes it took me to do these down. As you saw, I talked from what was it 60 Newton meters? 40 Newton meters to start with, then I've gone round with 60 and 60 again, and then the last 10's off the 20. So I'll double check that. Yeah, according to the manual, so as I followed the manual, the cylinder head is officially bolted on properly. I don't want to do that again. I put the exhaust manifold on. There's no point filming that because that's nothing really worth filming. And then next video will be, I don't know, probably timing actually, probably that, I don't know. Right, on the end video here, because it's gone on long enough and being in the heat, I'm sort of feeling it, but at least that's done. I needed that done. Oh, Land Rovers, the excitement.